following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
This weekend, volunteers assemble for a local organization that's helping the less fortunate in McDonough County.
I'm confident that you're going to get the word out how important all these good decisions are that you're trying to promote with this program.
And local students are spreading the word to keep other teens safe on the road this week.
Students make another trip to the state capitol, concerned with what 8 months without a state funding means for their schooling and their future.
8 months into the fiscal year, and Illinois remains without a budget, leaving many state services scraping to get by. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4.
That's right. Union organizers at WIU are marching right now, demanding that lawmakers fund student MAP grants and the universities. This was the scene about 30 minutes ago before the rally began. UPI organizers joining with students and community members on the WIU campus. UPI Vice President Bill Thompson says the focus of today's march is to ask the governor to sign Senate Bill 2043.
The bill funds MAP grants in community colleges, but not public universities. WIU Budget Director Matt Bierman says an estimated 3,000 students at the university receive MAP grants. The budget impasse affecting nearly 1/3 of the students enrolled. Many public universities, including WIU, have been fronting the money for MAP grants since the budget impasse began last year. Normally, the state funds these grants, but the state hasn't released the money, leaving many schools in a serious financial bind. Fund the grants themselves or risk losing thousands of students who couldn't afford to pay the tuition without the funding. Stay with us for continuing coverage. We'll have a live report from the Fund Our Future rally at around 4:09.
The fight for higher education funding continues with rallies being held again this week in Springfield. More than 100 Eastern Illinois students will be at the Capitol tomorrow. 2 rallies are scheduled around Governor Bruce Rauner's annual budget address. Be sure to tune in Thursday where we will have full coverage of the event. And a press event further discussing the budget impasse to urge lawmakers to fund higher education will be held this Friday. A Western Illinois news release says the organizers coming together include WIU administrators, community leaders, private and community college administrators, and students. They represent the newly informed advocacy group and the Illinois Coalition to Invest in Higher Education.
Volunteers needed this weekend. The group Genesis Garden is cleaning up a house on East Carroll Street, the first step in creating a family emergency homeless shelter. There's a Facebook page for the event with sign-up info. Volunteers will work cleaning up the house this Saturday from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Several Western Illinois University students are choosing service over sun this spring break. WIU's alternative spring break trip will take 22 students to Nashville, Tennessee this year. From March 12th to 19th, students will be working with at-risk youth through a local ministry. Students are trying to raise money for the trip. You can donate by sending a check to the Office of Student Activities or donating to the group's GoFundMe page. There is a meeting at 6 p.m. tonight about career opportunities with the Peace Corps. A Western Illinois University news release says there will be a question and answer session with returned volunteers. You can attend the meeting in 501 Stipes Hall.
Teens have the greatest proportion of distracted drivers. These distracted drivers cause car crashes, which are the #1 killer of people under the age of 20. Macomb High School students, along with Mayor Mike Inman, kicked off Safe Driving Week today at the flagpole outside of the school. The students represented the Students Against Distracted Driving, also known as SAD.
Safe Driving Week is about all of us safe driving, not even just high schoolers, but the community as a whole. And so, that's pretty much what SAD is, just a student-led organization where we spread awareness of safe driving and safe decisions.
Okay.
To me, SAD means spreading awareness of preventative driving so that you aren't harming others and so that you're taking care of yourself.
Hashtag Get There Safe flag will fly high during the week. Students encourage community members to use the hashtag on social media. Now back to the state budget. This is the first year students are not receiving a grant from the state to fund Safe Driving Week. In past years, Macomb has received $2,000 for the week. But this year, the students are raising their own money by selling $1 candy bars to raise enough money for rally towels.
Western Illinois University is working to keep females safe on and off campus. The Office of Public Safety will offer rape aggression defense courses beginning next Wednesday. A WIU news release says topics include avoiding victimization, basic principles of defense, and hands-on exercises. For more information or to register, contact OPS. The Macomb Feminist Network will host the Writing Women into History award ceremony March 5th. A brunch reception will be held to honor the accomplishments of women that have been exceptional role models and have made extraordinary contributions within the Macomb community. The reception will be held on March 5th in the WIU Multicultural Center from 10 to 11:30 a.m.
The water in Flint, Michigan may have more problems than just lead. Still ahead, the deadly bacteria in the water, supply of Flint, and the debate on its cause.
Students in Iowa feeling budget crunches in their state. What's in their future for higher education funding?
Out here, but that doesn't stop members of the community from marching to get defend higher education. Next, I'm live with how the uncertainty of availability of student funds is bringing this group together.
Temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s here across central and western Illinois, but could warmer temperatures be on the way? Coming up, I'll have all that information in my first forecast.
Children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Now from Macomb in high definition, you're watching Emily Manley, Megan Sanchez, Storm Team 3's 5-day outlook, and sports with Danny Fry. Live at 4 continues.
New at 4, students assembling at the University Union.
This is a response to the 8th month without a state budget and to uncertainties to university funding lying ahead.
News 3's Annamalie Zuniga joins us live via Skype at the Union with our state budget impasse coverage. Annamalie?
Students and other members of the community started this march at the Rec Center and are currently in Sherman Hall. And this march is in an effort to call attention to the lack of funding for higher education. And many state universities have actually faced layoffs and possible closures due to this lack of funding. Currently, there will be some. Chicago State University might have closures in the coming March. Now, the state capitol is planning to hold a speech about the budget impasse in order to hopefully make sure that the budget is resolved for higher education. Now, a lot of the students here are really hoping that a MAP grant gets funded. Now, WIU and other universities have funded MAP grants for students, but if the state doesn't fund them, students will have to pay the MAP grant off themselves in the future, which means that it's not so simple for many of the students here.
can get there. It just takes reasonable people to sit down and...
Live at the University Union, I'm Anna Zuniga, News 3 for News 3. Megan, Emily, back to you.
Now, across the Mississippi River, some high school students in Iowa fought for their school district's Money Monday. They went to their top state leaders as the district faces a massive budget hole. Caroline Ringwald has the story.
More than 60 Davenport students got off the bus in Des Moines on Monday, meeting with state lawmakers with one goal in mind.
We want education to be one of the state's top priorities.
Armed with a petition and about 1,300 signatures, wearing shirts saying they aren't worth less, these Davenport students want change to a funding formula that gives their district $175 less per student than other neighboring school districts.
We're not just numbers, we're kids. We should all have the same chance at a great education.
If the Davenport School District doesn't get more funding from the state or their permission to dip into reserve funds, they'll need to cut $6.5 million from their budget for the upcoming school year. Iowa Governor Terry Branstad says he agrees the funding formula is outdated, but that it probably won't be changed anytime soon.
When you have a problem of this magnitude that's going to cost tens of millions of dollars with the tight budget we have, we're going to have to do this over a period of time.
Are these students in Davenport worth less?
No, I think all of our kids are important, and we want to do everything we can to give them educational opportunities in our state. I'm glad to see that they're here and they're advocating for quality education for Davenport, but we want that for all of Iowa.
I don't believe that his response was exactly what we were hoping for. Isn't that what they've been saying for like 40 years?
Students who made the trip asking for change now.
I think each year that we don't get the money that we need is another year that we have to cut things, that people lose their jobs or kids don't get great education.
6 months after a Legionella outbreak in Quincy, a new crisis is brewing in Michigan, once again having to deal with the water in the city of Flint.
The discovery of lead in its drinking water has been widely mentioned, but deadly bacteria may have filled the water supply around the same time. Now, Flint's Legionella outbreak ended up being one of the largest in history, and it began around the time that the state switched its city water source to the Flint River. Experts believe the corrosive water was giving the Legionella bacteria a chance to flourish. 87% of people were sickened from the bacteria in Flint. State officials say the outbreak's true cause may never be known, but victims' families think otherwise.
I think it's a cover-up. I think it stinks. I think they knew there was something more going on than what they wanted to really let on.
Troy Kidd, the man you just saw, is now suing the state of Michigan. Michigan says it's now investigating along with the local health department. And the sun is out and the temperatures are above freezing, which means the snow is finally melting.
Storm Team 3's Devin Biggs is in the Weather Center. He has our full forecast next.
Good. Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That reminds me. I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one. It's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to city council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part, and the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Welcome back to News 3 Live at 4. Let's take a live look at our webcam overlooking the downtown Macomb Square. It's cloudy out right now with the snow melting out there as we are above freezing right now. Take a look at our almanac page for today, February 16, 2016. We had a high of 38 degrees today with a low of 23, which is about average for this time of year. 38 to 18 is our normal range. Unfortunately, it's not the 68-degree high that we saw back in 1921, but thankfully nowhere near the low of 14 below back in 1958. And our days are ever so getting longer with sunrise and sunset ever expanding. Temperatures across the area right now, 36 degrees in Davenport, 39 in St. Louis. And those temperatures will continue to improve as we proceed throughout the rest of the week. Midwest weather tracker right now, nothing off to the west, but some snow is falling over northern Illinois. So for those of you in Chicago, probably seeing some snow right now as the rest of a system that moved through today has proceeded on out of here. Your lows for tonight, 11 degrees in Des Moines, so a little chilly, 17 in Davenport, but 33 in Kansas City off to the south and west, where warmer air will be proceeding in our direction. Temperatures for tomorrow, 26 in Davenport again, but look at Joplin, 56 degrees. This warmer air will proceed in our direction as another weather system will bring in some warmer conditions. Your lows for tomorrow night, 28 degrees in Des Moines, 18 in Chicago. But again, let me call out Joplin, 41 degrees, Kansas City, 43. That warmer weather is going to be nice for the area. Your forecast for tonight here in Macomb, mostly cloudy with a low at 26, with the winds northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, it'll be mostly cloudy also with a high of 35, with winds out of the east at 5 miles per hour. And your News 3 exclusive 5-day forecast shows temperatures warming up gradually as we proceed throughout the rest of the week, from 35 tomorrow all the way to 60 on Friday. So if you're going to go out for a run tomorrow, I know I am, Friday and Saturday will be perfect to do it. So the warm weather will continue to last as we proceed in the upcoming future. Back to you.
Well, Devin, a rough start to the week with the cold, but it's good to know there's some hope for the end of the week with some warm temperatures. Danny, what do we got waiting for us in sports?
Well, up next in sports, Megan, headlines and more from the Western Illinois Athletic Department. Also, Macomb High boys basketball looks for momentum as they near the end of the regular season. And it's postseason time for the MHS Lady Bombers. Highlights from the regional quarterfinal next on Live at 4.
Taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet.
taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back. I'm Danny Fry with sports. The Macomb High School boys basketball team is hitting the final stretch of the regular season. Friday night, MHS played host to the Camp Point Central Panthers. Non-conference battle at the MHS gym, Macomb in the shrinking West Central and Camp Point Central in the WIVC. Grant Hannon had a big night. It started early. Steal by the senior, and he finishes with a left-handed layup on the other end. Carter Fahey with a nice find inside to Marquise Woods for the layup, and hey, that worked earlier, so why not again? Fahey to Woods for two more. Second quarter now, Noah Deerwester on the run for Camp Point. Count the basket and won. MHS ahead at halftime, 30-21. In the third quarter, the Bombers kept dumping the ball inside to Fahey. Steps back, knocks down the fadeaway jumper. The Panthers careless with the ball inside. Second half, Grant Hannon with the steal, and he goes coast to coast. The fans saw the Bombers clicking on all cylinders, whether they were paying attention or not. Final score, Bombers win handily, 68-40. Grant Hannon for a career night of 31 points. Carter Fahey adds 16. MHS has its boys basketball senior night tonight at 7:30 at home against Payson Seymour. To the mats on Saturday. 8 Bomber wrestlers competed in the individual IHSA Class 1A sectional at Stanford Olympia. Out of the 8, 3 made it to the semifinals, and 1 MHS wrestler qualified for state. That was senior Zach Wilson, finishing 4th in the 152-pound weight class. The top 4 wrestlers advanced to the state finals, hosted by the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. Wrestling begins Thursday at the State Farm Center. It's already postseason time for the Macomb High girls basketball team. The Lady Bombers travel to Cannon for an IHSA Class 3A regional quarterfinal on Monday night. The Lady Bombers with the 12 seed, Peoria Richwoods the opponent with the 6 seed. First possession for the Knights, Courtney Crane buries the left wing tray. Then Courtney Thorman from Macomb underneath the basket, slips the pass to Nicole Lester. Her rainbow shot floats in from up close. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Kesey Fields knifes her way around, and the floater falls. MHS up 8-7, looking good early. In the second quarter, Richwoods pulled away, the block leading to the Lexus Little layup in transition for Peoria Richwoods. A little later, another Bomber turnover turns into a score, this time a lay-in by Courtney Crane. Richwoods with 20 points off of turnovers in the first half alone. Zach Keene and his Lady Bombers season ends during regionals. The Knights win 64-37. They advance to play the host Cannon Lady Giants tonight in Cannon. The Lady Bombers finished the 2015-16 campaign with an 8-20 overall record. After snapping an 11-game losing streak, the WIU men's basketball team strung together back-to-back wins before heading to Tulsa on Saturday to square off with Oral Roberts. Final score in Summit League play, the Golden Eagles fend off a Leatherneck comeback, 72-66. Jalen Chapman, red hot lately, double-double, and Garrett Covington leads Western in scoring again with 22 points. Every game is a practical must-win for WIU from this point on, trying to just make the Summit League tournament. They'll take on North Dakota State tomorrow night in Fargo with a 7 o'clock tip-off. Baseball America tabs Western Illinois junior left-handed pitcher Preston Church as the Summit League preseason Pitcher of the Year. Church led Western in strikeouts and innings pitched last season. The Leatherneck baseball season officially begins this Friday at Tennessee Tech. WIU Athletic Director Matt Tanney announces Mirko Bajelka as the next head coach of the Western Illinois women's tennis program. Bajelka is coming off 2 seasons as a men's tennis assistant at Tennessee Tech. The Montenegro native has experience coaching club teams and the Montenegro national team. WIU football and head coach Charlie Fisher finalized the schedule for the 2016 season. Here are some notable games. The season opener is on a Thursday night at Eastern Illinois, and Western's home opener is versus the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona on September 10th. NIU is the FBS game this season for Western Illinois, and then the game on October 29th, some added significance. It's the face-off that Western has of their former coaching staff, including former head coach Bob Nielsen, now the head coach for the Coyotes. That's it for sports. Final word is next on Live at 4.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You can be a hero by being prepared for an emergency. First, make a plan. Call a family meeting to plan for things like how to connect with loved ones after an emergency or your escape route. I am not fast. Build a kit. When disaster strikes, it's important to have enough supplies to last 3 days. And don't forget the batteries. Low battery. Visit ready.gov/kids for more preparedness tips.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Stories. They happen everywhere. At NEWS3, we go the distance and tell them firsthand. Across the region.
The tornado tore through a neighborhood in Washington, Illinois.
Across the state.
Here at the state capitol in Springfield for the gubernatorial race.
Across generations.
We have a lot of people that are very dedicated. We're all volunteers.
The stories that inform us, the stories that move us, the stories that matter from a fresh perspective.
One church held a prom for people with disabilities. The Crossing in Macomb hosted the event for more than 100 guests.
People of all ages got the chance to walk down the red carpet, experience a true prom night, and it made them feel like royalty.
To see high school students, to see Western Illinois University students, to see adults both young and middle-aged being able to come together and be unified, it just speaks volumes for our church and for our community.
Everything from an elegant dinner to karaoke helped make the night special. The event was held for people with disabilities, but even volunteers left with a sense of fulfillment.
Western's Dance Marathon raised more than $70,000 for Children's Miracle Network on Saturday. Dancers were on their feet for 12 hours. The 12 hours symbolize the amount of time a nurse is typically on their feet every day.
That is absolutely insane. That's awesome that they raised that much, though. But make sure you join us tomorrow morning on Good Morning Macomb. We're going to have one of the executive board members here with us live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Once again, that's Good Morning Macomb, and you can stream it live on YouTube, or of course, you can always find us live here on Channel 3. Devin, I like this good news that we're having. I see that very warm, I see that warm word on Friday and Saturday.
Very
Good.
warm. Even though it's going to be 35 tomorrow, look at Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. It's going to be very warm with highs nearing 60 at times, and no rain in sight either. I'm definitely going to be enjoying this weather.
Yeah, yesterday, even though it was a little too cold yesterday, I still went for a run. So now that I see it's 60, oh, I'm so excited.
Actually, a long run for that day for sure.
Yes, you know, I am very much.
Shorts weather.
Okay, maybe not that far yet, Devin, but.
Oh, no, it's that far.
Okay. Okay, well, the guys think so. But that's all from us today.
Thanks for joining us.
For Devin Biggs, I'm Emily Manley.
And for Danny Fry, I'm Megan Sanchez.
And from all of us here at News 3, have a good night, Macomb, and make sure you join us tomorrow morning on Good Morning Macomb at 9 a.m.